London taxi in Baku. Welcome to another vlog from country number 55. I'm currently in Baku, Azerbaijan. Landing at 1:30 this morning. One of the easiest kind of processes. Landed straight out, straight through passport control, suitcase. Literally as soon as I landed, I got through passport control, suitcases there. Heading in from the airport into the city took about 20 minutes and came to the hotel, got some sleep. 4 hours ahead in terms of time difference. It's my first, morning. The weather's not so great. It's my birthday tomorrow. Apparently it's meant to start snowing, so it should be a white birthday. Come out, got some food. I'm at the Deniz shopping mall, shaped like the lotus flower, so that is the nickname. You'll see that in the background. I'm about to go to the carpet museum, which is just over there. Azerbaijan's one of those countries, not many of you have probably heard of it, and if you have, it's because it's either the Baku Grand Prix, which takes place every year. Of you which are massive James Bond fans like me, The World Is Not Enough was actually filmed over here. So I'm hoping to get a car in the next couple of days and go and look at that location, so you'll see that later on the vlog. A lot of cool stuff that's meant to be taking place. Unfortunately the weather's not so great, so I'm gonna have to deal with it. Hopefully heading out into the mountains. Looked at the weather forecast, it's -15 when I'm going to be arriving there, which will be interesting, so I've definitely dressed for it. I've tried to film this part of the vlog, so the introduction, about 5-6 times, but keep on getting blown away, literally. So yeah, look forward to showing you what Baku has to offer in the rest of this vlog. So far it's been really good. I can see why it is a hidden gem. It's super clean, people are friendly. Obviously there's a bit of a language barrier. It's got very similar vibes from Moscow, and yeah, I'm excited. I just hope the weather improves, but I'm about to go into the museum now, so yeah, see you there. Words cannot describe how windy it is here right now. I'm getting blown away. So I'm at the carpet museum. Thankfully I've been able to take my coat off, because it's soaking wet. But beautiful store over there, and got this lady over here making the carpet. So this is how they're actually made by hand. It's incredible work. And this over here is a very beautiful piece. And this lady over here is about to start doing the piece, and out there is the port. You can see this. And this is what someone's house could look like if you have it all carpeted up. Keep it traditional Azerbaijan style. I think I'm going to end up buying a rug before I go back home to London. Don't know where I'm going to put it because my coat takes up like half of my suitcase, but that's a problem for another day. And this is the final floor of the museum. More and more rugs. See this one over here has been, I don't know, I'm sure it was finished at some point, but according to this, from the 17th century, so it's obviously lost some of its carpet over the time. This one over here is quite a really nice one. It reminds me of a similar one that we used to have in our household a very long time ago. I remember these lines that we used to have over here when I was younger. I used to play with cars, and that used to be the road, and now it's become from playing with little toys to actually little cars. I think the more and more I look at this place, a bit disappointed with the weather, but it is somewhere that I would love to drive to. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to drive here in the first place. Well, I am, but I think the idea was fly out to Georgia Armenia, Azerbaijan, but because of conflict I'm unable to rent a car for one of the places and come out to the other two places, which is a bit annoying, but you know, it's a reason why I've kind of decided to do this particular trip separate, and then hopefully Georgia and Armenia will be a separate trip. So I'm at Dennis Mall, which is shaped like a lotus flower.
Floor -1.
I'm going down, should be going up. They've got a go-kart rink in this place, food court, and they've got
Going up.
a Swatch store. They've got all the watches over here available. They've got some new colorways which I didn't even know existed, which is a bad influence. And she goes, it's 10% discount with tax-free. So yeah, but I've come in. Can't believe how windy it is outside. It's chucking it down. The mall over here is absolutely incredible. It makes all the other ones, like the Westfields, look crap in comparison. I'm looking at a KFC, Papa John's, and McDonald's, so they've got literally everything. They've got an entertainer over here, so everything that you have back in the UK, they've got over here. So apparently if you jaywalk here, not that I have, is a very big deal. So you have a lot of these underground bunkers and tunnels which you have to walk through. Very much serve you to. So yeah, going over to the other side and gonna, yeah, basically explore what it has to offer. This is what it looks like. Quickly stopped off at the Four Seasons for a beer and some spicy olives because I don't do nuts, but the architecture in this hotel is, as you'd expect, very similar with all the rest of the Four Seasons. The one in Geneva, the one in London, but yeah, some local Azerbaijan beer, which actually isn't too bad. So just left the Four Seasons, which is over there, situated in a really nice place. And one of the main things that Baku is known for is for its inner medieval city, which is behind this wall over here. I'm going to try and come here tomorrow because I've got some other things planned for today. But this is a Philharmonia Park. Very quiet, very peaceful, very clean. That's one thing which I've noticed over here, the thought of littering, spitting, anything like that, none of that happens. And it just goes to show, I think a lot of the, well, Moldova was another kind of place which was similar to this. Obviously Moscow, a lot of places towards the east kept really clean, and I think a lot of people kind of, I don't know, look down at them, but basically think that they've got nothing to offer. But I've literally been here for what, 12 hours. I'm really impressed. It's like a cross between Europe and Asia, obviously being located next to the Caspian Sea and the Caucasus Mountains. Geographically makes sense. But you kind of get the best of both worlds. It's very similar to like when I was in Turkey, and you know, I'm really looking forward to exploring this place. Like I said, tomorrow I'll go behind these walls and go and check it out. Tomorrow's actually going to be my birthday, so I'm going to spend a day doing what I enjoy most and exploring. This is the Philharmonic fountain, which isn't fountaining. There's no water coming out. You got the Philharmonic house in the background over there. I've seen pictures online. It looks really cool. Unfortunately, there's nothing really happening there. today or on this trip, but I'm going to see if I can get in. If I can, great, but seem to be doing construction work around here at the moment. This is a beautiful building. Unfortunately it's closed, but it's going to quickly show you inside. Yeah, this is the entrance. I know I've always been the biggest fan of Soviet architecture, and this building definitely doesn't disappoint. So this seems to be a common theme with this part of the world, any ex-Soviet country. Like, you still have a bit further out all the Soviet buildings over there. There, I think that one over there, that gold one over there, definitely. But then what you find that you got buildings like that one over there where they're trying to modernise it, and then you got that moving pick, which to me looks ugly, smack bang in the middle. And this is becoming more and more common at these places. So I think that is a massive thing about here, about any kind of ex-Soviet countries, that they're trying to adapt and to kind of move on with times and basically modernise it. 2107, similar to what I drove when I was in Moldova. That's so nice you get. And over there, you've got a London cab. And you've got a mix and match of everything at this place. Horrible Prius. So I'm looking for this ballet and opera theatre, and I think I'm quite close by, because you've got shops like Graf and Cartier there, so it seems to be the bougie part. That I wanted to come and have a look at the ballet and opera theatre. Spent nearly an hour getting here, and it's all boarded up. No wonder why I couldn't find it, but gonna try and go to the box office, which is over there, but it looks closed. So disappointed. Just means I'm gonna have to come back again to Baku. So went around the government building, about to go to the F1 track. Walking around and I came across this beautiful Rolls-Royce Wraith, and in the most Soviet surroundings. So this building over here is the government building. For any of you that watch the Grand Tour, this is where they're racing up and down. So basically the episode starts off in Batumi in Georgia, and they basically try and find out which is the best Grand Tourer, so their Continental GT, the new BMW 8 Series, and the Aston Martin DBS. So at the end they tried to have drag race to see which is the best and fastest car, and because it had rained a lot, Jeremy Clarkson kept on spinning out on this road, and the government had basically closed it so they can do it. This is also, I don't know if you guys can see, but the start of the F1 Grand Prix track. So you can see the lines just there. I believe this is the Red Bull corner, and that hotel there, Hilton. So apparently a lot of the racing drivers stay there. So I'm at my favourite Russian restaurant. They actually have one in Knightsbridge, London. This is the one in Baku. Apparently it's the biggest one out of 10 in the world. So I've come here for my birthday brunch. Luckily it's quite empty, but yeah, the decor's proper babushka vibes. If you know, you know. That there is the big tower. So this is the old town in Baku. This place over here is now a World UNESCO Heritage Site, so it's quite cool. As soon as I got over here, I got bombarded with one of the guys who wanted to get me to join his tour, but Road Trip Connoisseur's got some road tripping to do tomorrow, so yeah, that's not going to happen. But still, generally it's quite a cool place. Old door there, you can climb the top, but it's literally just about to start snowing, so I ain't doing that. So one of the first shops I've stopped off at is like a flea market, and this is old Soviet badges over here. They're really, really cool. I'm gonna see if I can buy some. There's some old babushka gloves, some old bits. Skyline GTR, old Soviet car, Colt 300 SL. That is very cool. So this is the old town, totally different to the rest of the place. You've got people, market stalls selling their carpets, Russian hats. Very cool shop. Everything is just super chill and relaxed around here. Baklava shop, I saw caviar. Baku shop earlier on. Yeah, I want to buy some old Soviet bits and bobs later on. But there you go, you can easily get lost in the old town here. Just casually enjoying a Azerbaijan beer whilst watching a Russian soap opera. So I never knew that they produce brandy, whiskey and wine here in Azerbaijan. It's got that 8-year-old brandy, really good. It's got the cat as security guards over here, so there's one cat over here, one cat over there. So this is a miniature bookstore. The Azerbaijan books. Or the English books over here. Miniature Lord of the Rings. Encyclopedia. Prince William and Catherine. Princess Diana. And this is the main strip. I've got Paul's Bakery over there. KFC, all these shops that you'll see at any of your kind of high street shops. So it's like the equivalent of, I don't know, Oxford Street, Regent Street, that sort of stuff. All touristy, a million people coming out saying buy this, buy that. Totally different to the old town, but it's all right. Ticked off the bucket list. This car is BMW E34. Spoke to the owners yeah. So the previous clip, chatted to the owner of that BMW E34, and I told him that, you know, growing up my dad had one, and I remember watching videos, and that's how I found out about the country of Georgia and this part of the world. There used to be a famous driver, and he used to drift it around Georgia, and there's videos all over YouTube, and I've just seen my Porsche car in front. So yeah, he used to drift it around. Unfortunately, he came with an accident, passed away. So yeah, he was happy. He was like, you can drive it, and I was like, oh, I wanted to, but I've obviously had a drink, and it's not something I'm going to risk in this country. But it's cool. He was happy that I knew about the car. As soon as I mentioned the car, he was like, oh yeah, this is the guy. His name, I forgot his name, so it's a really long Georgian name. And yeah, no, it's cool. And I think that's the thing about, you know, whether you're a petrol head, it doesn't matter where in the world that you are. You've got that mutual interest, and every place that you go to, they have different car cultures. You know, you go to London, you've got, you know, Porsches, Aston Martins, supercars, that sort of stuff. Over here, I've got a Lada going by past me in front, but like I'm just looking at a Land Rover Defender. Actually, it's another prime example. You see them everywhere in London, but I think it's like the first or second one that I've seen over here. But Land Cruisers everywhere, G-Wagons obviously everywhere, and yeah, Range Rovers over here seem to be like a massive luxury. Obviously, being in London, quite spoiled seeing these cars there all the time. But no, it's nice to kind of, yeah, have that. Yeah, man, I wish I was driving that car then. I could say I drove that. But tomorrow I should be getting myself a Land Cruiser, and I'll be driving around Baku. I'm thinking about heading out a bit further out. Obviously, I'm thinking about going to the mountains. So I've come out to the old town, to this famous restaurant over here called Mugam Club. Apparently it's the best kebab place here. Bit touristy, but it looks really good, and apparently one of the best kebabs here. That there is the Flame Towers. Hopefully gonna go there at some point on this trip. Came for a meal, and yeah, this is the vibes for tonight. Looks like I came at the right time. Only can I go somewhere and they put this song on. I hate it, but it's still a vibe. Wasn't too sure it was going to go ahead, but the guys at Caravan, the rental company here in Baku, have been amazing. They all speak English, communicate and get back to you immediately via WhatsApp. Basically, you go to their website, you choose a car. I wanted a Land Cruiser because I've just obviously been the biggest fan of them, and they have a lot of them. So this, I believe, is a 4.7 V8. Interior is really, really nice. Looking forward to taking it around today, well, over the next couple of days. But yeah, really looking forward to this. It's probably one of the best cars I've rented on any of my road trips, and it's to get familiar with driving in this part of the world. I've driven out in Russia before, but first time obviously being here. And first time going into the mountains, so that's the interior there. But I say the guys have been super friendly and helpful. Been able to kind of speak to them on WhatsApp. I've got 7 seats in here. Don't know why I need that, but yeah, looking forward to this. So yeah, let's head off to the first destination. So I am now in my car, just headed out to the outskirts of Baku. I'm trying to go and find the location where they filmed The World Is Not Enough. So in that opening scene, you see Pierce Brosnan, James Bond, driving his BMW Z8 through an oil field. Now, anyone that knows Baku or Azerbaijan is either because of the F1 or because of that iconic location. I'm trying to find that place. Driving in, there's a massive mosque. Seeing that, so I know I'm close by. I've seen some oil rigs. I'm just trying to figure out how to get there. Everyone around here speaks fluent Russian. Yeah. My Russian is chut-chut, so not a lot. They don't speak English over here. So you kind of realise you are now out of the comfort zone of, say, Baku, where a lot of people do actually speak English. There's a sign to a petrol station, so I'm going to go there, fill up, and maybe speak to somebody over there. So I've not found the actual location, but the guy over here, they all speak Russian, so he's rang his friend from who's local, not here, and he's basically translating, trying to explain. So hopefully he will tell me whether or not I can actually film here. But you get a glimpse, like there's the ships and stuff over there. Very, very cool. Yeah, they're all looking at me like crazy, but hopefully we can pull this off. So let's see. So I've not actually got to that main location itself, but over here you've got the shipyards. I managed to park my car over here. Google Translate, just I'm trying to imagine what life would be without this. Where I know a bit of Russian, these guys, well, one of the main guy only speaks Azerbaijan, their local language. So over here, that's the main language. You have Russian, Turkish, which is another language which is quite popular over here. English in the tourist place, yeah, that's mainly, but like you've got the ships over here. I'm gonna still try and find that oil rig, and the guys over here have been absolutely amazing. So yeah, no, this is it. This is the first part of the road trip. This is the car behind, so I'll get some more shots of it. So that is a beauty there. These are ships. Apparently there's filming happening over here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm glad I'm able to come over here, and the sun's actually coming out, which is amazing. But yeah, that car, like, just fall in love with it. So I actually met a couple of guys that are doing a film over here. They said that the place is now owned by a shipping company, so go and check it out. I'm sure I saw it when I came in. I'm gonna go and try and check it out. If I can get in, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. Got a couple of people over here which said that they've just subscribed to the channel, which is really, really cool. But yeah, honestly, it just goes to show how amazing the people are over here. Even though there is a bit of a language barrier with technology, you know, you're able to communicate with others, and if they don't help, if they don't know, then they're able to find someone that does help. And I think it's kind of, it makes you feel bad for not knowing so many languages. So you know, that's the only advice I can give you guys. If you're going to travel, learn some languages. I am planning to drive around the world in the future, and this is something that I need to do beforehand in terms of just doing the homework, making sure that you're able to know enough to kind of get by. Luckily I've got data on my phone over here, so able to use Google. What a day to do a road trip, honestly. Look at that, blue skies, middle of February. We had horrible strong wind a couple of days ago. I've just stopped off at a restaurant. A lot of it's just meat dishes, kebabs, so I'm happy with this. Not too far from Baku, so I got petrol, stopped off at this place because it didn't look that busy, but I was wrong. I used to find a lot of locals that are here at the moment. So yeah, stopped off and get some food. Honestly, the more that you go out, you realise how much of an issue the language barrier is. But you know what, there's always ways around it, and I think people are just kind of scared, and like even like you always find that someone knows a few words, which is always quite helpful. So yeah, the guys that you just kind of point and you use hand fingers, like like kebabs, you know 2, 3, you do it with the sign language, and it works. So I'm gonna have my food and then carry on driving. I'm not seeing any signs for Georgia. I'm looking in the mirror. I just want to get that kind of iconic shot with the car, the sign in. For Baku, and say Georgia, but and Tehran, Iran, that's the one. And yes, quite. So tried to get some footage at the petrol station, but proving quite difficult. You need a permit to a lot of filming in public places over here, which I never knew about. But the guy spoke English, decided that he's going to follow the channel. But yeah, so one of the main petrol stations over here, which is owned by by the state. The great thing about it is, doesn't matter where in the country you go, the price is set the same. So I filled up, and I think it's a 4.7 V8 on the Land Cruiser, the equivalent of £51. Now to fill up that car, I know for a fact that was going to cost more than double, maybe triple the price of what we paid over here. When you speak to the locals, they said that price is yeah, it's gone up, and you know, for local people it's still quite expensive, but then obviously when I convert that to pounds, euros, dollars or anything like that, it's yeah, you realise how much you're getting ripped off back at home. But anyway, gonna have some food and then carry on. So that there's a highway. Everyone drives really slow. I think 110. Well, actually, there's actually a speed camera there, so it went down 70 kilometers, which I believe is 50 miles per hour. But it does go up to 110, which is the maximum. Stopped off at, they got a 24-hour market there. That was a kebab place I stopped off. To be honest, food is pretty good. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. But so happy to see clear blue skies today. So gonna get back on the road. There you go. There's a beast in its natural habitat. But what caught my eye was that train over there. Very, very cool. Don't want to get too close because I don't want to get into trouble. But yeah, it looks really, really cool from here. So it happened. I got pulled over. So I wasn't even say I was speeding, but obviously you approach the cameras and naturally, you know, you live by Waze over here, and it, you know, you say there's a camera coming on, so you put your foot on the brake, but I wasn't that much over, so he pulls me over, and he's like, salam, and then obviously he just kind of like went in, and just, you know, just starting going off on one, and I'm looking at him at a blank face like what are you on about? Obviously you could kind of make it out, but he wasn't happy. And then I pulled out Google Translate, and then he's like, a tourist, where from? London. And he shook my hand, he's like, go. And I was like, alright. And yeah, well, that was definitely an experience. I thought I did something really bad, but I didn't. But then there were loads of others, and I think you kind of approach it. I just knew straight away. I was like, I'm gonna get pulled over. You know, you just kind of get that feeling. And yeah, he was friendly afterwards. So I don't know what the sketch was. But you know, that's a thing over here, so you can, as long as you carry the documentation, like your paperwork for your car, your driver's license. I've actually got my passport with me at the moment as well. So I decided not to go towards Georgia. Instead, I'm driving towards to Iran. I'm about 125 miles away from the Azerbaijan and Iranian border. I'm hoping that I get to see a sign either for Iran or Tehran, the capital of Iran. So interesting is, I was speaking to someone yesterday. So all the driving borders are closed for people from Azerbaijan going out. So they can fly in, fly out. So I wouldn't be able to cross anyway, but yeah, it's gonna hopefully I just want to get that shot. That's become a thing of mine, and you know, if I get that shot, I'll be very happy with it, and then I'll head back towards Baku. Driving on the highway, most of it's 2 lanes, occasionally it's 3 lanes. Everyone seems to be going a lot faster than they should be going, obviously because it's a rental. So if I try and exceed 120 kilometers, it starts flashing and saying slow down. But the atmosphere around here, it's amazing how every country just looks different, and you can kind of say, okay, this country has this sort of atmosphere, so it must be, I don't know, France, or this must be Switzerland, and so on. Here there's a lot of mountainous areas, a lot of, you know, places where they take gas from. So yeah, and another thing, so I'm driving at the motorway, and every so often you'll see like a guy trying to sell something. So usually, you know, you'd expect to see, you know, in many parts of the world, people selling like fruits or snacks or drinks. I've literally seen two guys, separate guys, like a couple of miles between each other, selling bunny rabbits, and he's literally just got him by the neck and then just like he's dangling, you know. So yeah, didn't feel like buying one. You got a guy that's obviously done some fishing, so he's got them on some sort of string and just dangling it, and looking at me, yeah, hoping, you know, that I would stop over and yeah, buy it, but I don't fancy fish today. So that there ahead, I don't know if you can see it on the phone, it's Caucasus Mountains. I'm about 50 miles away from the Azerbaijan and Iran border. There's a speed camera there. I cannot believe how many speed cameras are here. Luckily, like, it's a straight road, so you can see the cameras from quite far away. One thing which I love about here is if there's a police and say, usually what you find in the middle, the cars on the other side, as they're like driving towards you, flash the lights. There seems to be an international language of drivers around the world to give each other the heads up. So obviously I'm sticking to the speed limit, but yeah, no, it's quite cool. I did get stopped again though, second time I got stopped. Officer was really, really nice. Obviously there's a bit of a language barrier. Show the documents, you know, your paperwork for the car, your driver's license. He said that I was the first and only person he's met from England, and yeah, he was quite, yeah, he was a Man United supporter. Not that I'm into football, but no, I thought it was just quite nice, you know. It's just a normal person just doing his job. Obviously the car's outside of Baku, which is something I thought about afterwards. That's probably why he's kind of like yeah, just doing his job in checks. But it was really nice. I told him that I was just driving towards the Iranian border, and then I'll head back towards Baku tonight because that's where I'm staying. And literally he just shook my hand and just let me go and just said enjoy the rest of the day. So the weather's getting darker over here and there's no lights, but I'm 15 kilometers away from Astara, which is the town that connects the border between Azerbaijan and to Iran. I'm going to turn back from here and head towards Baku because it's I don't really pay attention to how long it's taken me to drive over here, and I know I've got a long drive tomorrow, but I know I wouldn't be able to cross the border, and I don't want to tempt fate. But this is the view over here. It's just stunning. It's so peaceful. There's literally barely any cars on this motorway, but there's cameras, like I said, everywhere. So yeah, it's 264 kilometers back to Baku. Right, so I'm getting closer and closer. There's police ahead, so I'm going to quickly stop. And that's it, state border of Iran. The sun is finally starting to set. It's actually quite a beautiful sunset in the background. There you go. Fortunately, it's going to be behind me as I'm driving towards Baku, but I'm about an hour and a half away. I'm going to go back to the hotel, chill out for a bit, because by the time I get there, it's going to be rush hour. I'll probably go for dinner and then go for a little drive and check out. There's a couple of places I want to check out in Baku, but they're a bit further out. I thought might as well do it once I have a car. And yeah, just stop at the service station over here. Loads of larders. But yeah, let me show you around. Supermarket over there, literally got everything. It's like a mini Tesco Express, but probably bigger. There's a car. I love it, honestly. It's such a great cruising car. Love to take that around the world. Car wash, pumps, That's it really.
Saçının sarısı benim karanlığıma bu iki renk yaraşır. Sensiz ben zulmetem gözümün ışığı. Ama bensiz niye böyle beter? Sen ışıksan ben zulmetem. Bakmır daha üzülmene. Demirem ki üzülmene.
So I made it back to the hotel. They have the smallest car park, well, the tightest car park. And yeah, the guy's like, can't park outside, it's safer underground. And actually, you know, it's not as bad as it looks, although it has to be like a 1,000,000 point turn. Well, made it into the car park. It's actually been a good day. It went on being a lot longer than I thought it actually would be. So a couple of things I want to see today will probably be in the morning that I leave. The fun bit's not even happened yet, not even gone to the mountains, so I'll probably just chill out for a bit and then head out early doors tomorrow. Yeah, the car park's not too bad. The funny thing is that at first you think you're going to hit these things, but they're actually really, really good. It guides you what you just park in between. Hopefully most people, have no issues with parking. It's funny, it doesn't matter what major city you go in the world, and you find that the closer you get, the worse the driving is. And you got this BMW M5 just absolutely ragging it, literally just left his indicator on to say he's overtaken, and he's flashing the hell out of the lights and the cars in front. So this building over here, had to come and see it. Haydar Aliyev Cultural Centre. There's a lot of artwork. This is made by the famous architect Zaha Hadid. I think that's correct. Got some really cool art pieces. Unfortunately, I've come to realise I've not got enough time over here. They have a really cool Soviet car collection here. I didn't realise I actually drove past it when I came down to the airport. But yeah, the architecture is stunning. Incredible place, such an amazing building. I actually saw the Soviet cars inside. The W140 Mercedes S-Class bulletproof in there as well. Perfect car to drive around here. So about to go to Highland Park, which is a viewing platform. You can see the whole of Baku, and there's flame towers over there. Absolutely stunning in person. Hopefully I can leave my car parked there. It's a beautiful mosque, and that's a funicula. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, rather than climb the stairs at the top. So this is the Highland Park, great viewing spot. And that over there is meant to be the world's biggest flag in the world, but because of the weather, the actual flag's been taken down. Quite sad. You've got the yacht club over there. You've got Crystal, an events hall over here. That's a road coming in and out of Baku. That there is the Baku I. And then you've got the Dennis shopping mall just there. That's a hotel, that lovely building there. I didn't really think, well, I knew there was a car scene here in Baku, but I wasn't too sure how active it was. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm heading back to the hotel now, and it seems that all the car enthusiasts are out at night, driving up and down the boulevard, driving around the F1 track. I've seen cars which I've not seen this whole trip. Some really cool stuff, like Brabus's, S65 Brabus, what is it, the E63S Brabus Bullet, I think it is. It seems that this part of the world, you have the BMW M cars, you have the Mercedes AMGs, but the modified versions. So, the kind of the heavy tuners, which you don't really see much of in the UK. And yeah, it's nice to kind of see that. Obviously there's lots of fake stuff. I've never seen so many fake BMW M5s over here. Like, even it's got to the point that I've had to look at the car twice, yeah, to see if it's real or not. So you know, it is interesting, and I think driving like a Land Cruiser over here, you do seem to automatically get some sort of respect. I love this car, I really do. Like, it's a real shame that you don't get them in the UK. So, dressed and prepared for the occasion. Up bright and early, sun has just risen. I'm going to go to a place called Candy Cane Mountains, and you'll see why when we get there. From there, I will head to the ski resorts in a place called Shardag. So the first stop's about an hour and a half, and I believe it's about 2 hours on the other side. So yeah, let's go. Let's do this. I'm in a place called Cuba, spelled Q-U-B-A. Yeah, not the Cuba that I went to last year. The road seems so much wider and empty. Unfortunately, the speed limit is 90 kilometers an hour. This morning, I woke up early, everything was cool, and I thought I'd make myself a cup of coffee. And within a space of like 10-15 minutes, it went from totally empty to just, yeah, super busy. Lots of traffic, morning rush hour, which is, I guess, like any major city. You know, people going to work, kids going to school. The one thing I wanted to see this morning, which I've not seen the whole trip, was a massive flag. So happy that I saw it, and it's massive. Stopped off, filled up petrol, because I don't know how many petrol stations there are going forward. Got myself a nice cappuccino. You can see the Candy Cane Mountains in the background just there. Yeah, can't really film at the petrol station, which is fine. Yeah, so I just found out, looking at the map, that we're only just over 100 miles away from the Russian border. So yesterday I was hanging around Iran, today not too far away from Russia. So yeah, that's my Monday morning. Just pulled over on the highway and getting closer and closer. The day seems to be okay so far. It's definitely dropped in temperature, but there's a Candy Cane Mountains from a distance. And there's a Lada. 10 out of 10 for authenticity. Couple of old Mercedes E-classes. I actually really love those cars. So we're about 10 kilometers away from the Candy Cane Mountains, but already turned off the motorway. Already it looks quite incredible. And surprising, the roads are quite smooth. Some of it's actually smoother than parts of the motorway. It's so peaceful here. The perfect car for the perfect location. You can see on top of the mountains there's a bit of snow up there. it doesn't look it, but it's so cold. See the formation. So it's kind of got that candy, marbly colour. So about 80 kilometers away, I've turned off the motorway and ended up in small little villages. And so they're one lane either way, but the roads are a bit wider. But it went from relaxed and simple driving on the motorway to people just aggressively just trying to overtake. Like, I'm driving along, there's an old Mercedes E-Class in front, probably hasn't got enough power to overtake, and he's kind of like in and out, and I flashed and giving way. I could see, like, the road is pretty straight, and he just went for the overtake, but he took forever. So I literally got another car in front of me about to do the same thing in the opposite direction. So it's definitely interesting, but I don't know how they get away with it, because there's so much police about. They're not doing anything, so I guess as long as you're safe, then it's okay. The great thing about here is obviously there's lots of speed cameras here as well, but it will notify you in advance to say that there's it basically said eye and radar, and basically just means that there's a police camera, like a speed camera in front, so it gives you like a heads up, which to be honest is quite good, because I'm using Google Maps at the moment, and it doesn't always notify you about speed cameras. The other thing, which is crazy, is I'm pretty much like out in the middle of nowhere right now, and the signal is so good on my phone. Like, using music, like you've got the GPS, and I've had messages and everything coming in, and it's just, it's great. Like, it makes you think, why can't we sort this issue out in central London? So I was driving along through this village, came across a tractor, a Lamborghini tractor. That is honestly so cool. I've never actually seen one, and to see one here in the middle of Azerbaijan, just randomly abandoned over here. That's the view. There's not as much snow as I thought there would be, but I know we still got about another 20 kilometers to go. But it's definitely dropped in temperature. So quickly pulled over to get some pictures, and that is a beautiful view. It's so peaceful here. I noticed that there's quite a few hotels leading up to the ski resort. There's quite a big one that goes up that way. But yeah, seems to be everyone that's coming in this direction is heading to Shardag. So Shardag's the ski resort, upper class, will compete like, the equivalent, say, what you'd see in the French Alps, the Swiss Alps, and that sort of stuff. But the roads over here, smooth, big, it's pretty much as you would see, in Europe. We've almost hit the top, but we have finally arrived. There you go. Welcome to Shardag. There's a Land Cruiser there. So we're about 4,500 meters high up. So this is part of the Caucasus Mountains. This region, so it connects Europe, Asia to the Middle East. So you find a lot of people from the Middle East, from Asia, obviously Europe as well. And yeah, it's becoming quite a nice day. The sun is coming out. Like I said, the temperature has dropped quite a lot. So just stopped off at the welcome centre. That there is a ski lift. It's not working at the moment. I think there's snow, but I wouldn't say it's heavy snow, so I don't know if it's enough for you to do some skiing. So I got sidetracked. I thought I was bad with my music, but yeah, let's go inside and have a look, see if they've got any stickers. Made it to the hotel. So all the 5-star hotels are right next to each other. It's about 2 kilometers up the mountain, and this is the one that I'm gonna have lunch at today, the Park Chalet. There's the other one called Pit Palace, which is just further on, and I've seen that there's some skiing activities taking place, so I'm gonna go check that out. Hopefully find some stickers. Not had any luck. That welcome centre was just literally a bunch of old men sitting there and tea. I've decided to come to Park Chalet. I believe that one there is the original 5-star hotel. So the hotel and spa there, and then the hotel that I'm at and that one above, well in front, sorry, Pit Palace, I think they're all part of the same group, so the autograph group. So yeah, unfortunately, as the drive got closer and closer, yeah, there's no lights or anything, and all that's pretty safe. It's other drivers I don't really trust, so I want to kind of leave and get on the highway back to Baku at a sensible time. So I thought stop off here at the Aspen restaurant for some lunch, and then probably have a little walk around and then make a move. Honestly, so welcoming at this amazing restaurant. Thank you to the guys here. Got the whole restaurant to myself. It's my table there with a view. And that's the front of the hotel. So literally came in that road, around the roundabout, and up there, and basically takes you around there. It'll take you to the other hotels, and kind of like their ski resorts, activities. Saw some snowmobiles there, people practicing skiing. The cable cars are going up and down as well, so ski season is full in effect. That there is a frozen lake. So this is called Kebab Lula. I tried it over here in Baku, but this just smells incredible. Looking forward to this. Had to get some French fries, mayonnaise and chili sauce. Bon appetit. Still playing Christmas music in February. Guys casually having a snowball fight there. Spot Pit Palace, there's a souvenir shop there. There's bars and restaurants, like everything's here that you could want, and you wouldn't think that you're in the middle of Azerbaijan, close to the Dagestan border. It's incredible. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to leave this place. It's such a great place, so chill. They've got a place like for fire pits outside. I wish I could sit down, enjoy a drink and a cigar, but unfortunately I think I'm gonna have to make a move, but I'll definitely come back. Something I want to do is learn how to ski, so I think it's a perfect excuse to learn to ski and then come back here. But yeah, like say, that whole view around us, and to be honest, the prices of these hotels aren't actually too bad. Quite reasonable when you convert it to pounds. That's where the welcome centre is, down there. Was going to go to that road, but the guy said there's not really much to see there. Plus I could see some clouds coming down over the mountains over there, so I'm thinking, you know what, it was a good time, and yep, now I really am off to Baku. Should only be about 3 hours, so I think I will reach Baku in time for rush hour. So Google Maps let me down for the first time. Waze over here is pretty good, but I thought, you know what, today let me use Google Maps just so I could change my music a lot easier, because the integration with Apple Music doesn't work on my Waze. So it ended up pointing me in this direction. Well, Waze did, because it's quicker. What I didn't realise is a toll road, but it cost me £3.50, and it's a 2-lane motorway. There's not a single car on this road. I'm not seeing any cameras yet. So this is the highway. It's called the M1. Fortunately, it's a lot better than the M1 in the UK. Barely any cars, and I'm doing some speed, and I got overtaken by a few cars. And I think this is the alternative route compared to the one that I took this morning. But that was more scenic. But here, when I say the route, the route and the roads are perfect and smooth, I'm not exaggerating, like straight for miles. I could see those cars come in there, and that's literally straight down. Yeah. I've also noticed a lot of the long distance lorry drivers that are probably travelling around Asia, Europe, probably the Middle East, will use these. So there's a lot of these truckers over here, and they've actually got like proper space for you to just come and park up and take a break, stretch your legs. Not seen any petrol stations yet. But it's a great driving road. I should be Baku in less than an hour and a half from here. So just made it back to Baku, and like I said earlier on this morning, I will show the flag. Like, it doesn't look that big here, but it's absolutely huge. Like, I don't know if you can. So there's a pole, you've got the steps. Like, that's a fully sized saloon car, and that's a flag there. So I was actually going to do the outro of the vlog tomorrow, but now that I'm here, it's one less thing to worry about tomorrow, and not too sure if this flag's going to be up again tomorrow. So, been here for what, 5-6 days? First time here, country number 55. It's definitely a country that falls in my top 5 countries. It's hard to choose top 3, but 5. People have been really friendly. Baku is kind of like a cross between Moscow and Istanbul, but the further you go out, it's it's just kind of like it is totally different, and I think if you want to get the real authentic kind of Azerbaijan vibe and kind of see what it's all about, then you need to go and venture out. Shardag today was a place I really felt sad leaving. I wish I spent at least one night over there. Being back in Baku, it's a mouthful. It's like being back in London, I guess. Would I recommend you guys coming here? 100%. It's safe. You can walk around with a nice fancy watch, bag, anything like that, designer clothes. Like, no one's going to judge you. And I think the only time that people came up to me was whenever they wanted to help you with any touristy stuff and going around the old town. But apart from that, no one's really come up to me. There's no like beggars or anything like that, and it's just whenever you do ask people, it's like, I've come down through the toll road, so you're going to pay toll road going onto the road and when you leave as well. The guy spoke English, so it's quite helpful. Most of the time when you go to a petrol station, the people are able to help you either through hand gestures, Google Translate. Obviously, being able to have data over here, using eSIM for the first time, it's helped massively. I've not had to use it for translation that much. I know enough English and Russian in order to kind of get by, but Azerbaijan they have their own language, which especially when you go more out of Azerbaijan they speak. But it's called the Windy City for a reason. So that's the first time since I've been here that the flag's actually out. So earlier on, when I first got here, there was another pole, and I thought that was the original one. So that's a big flag, but I think the Guinness World Book of Records is actually this flag over here. Like I say, as you're driving in, it's, you know, it definitely stands out. Would I come back again? 100%. I'd love to experience the F1 Grand Prix over here. I would like to stay in Shardag. Obviously, originally I was meant to come over here, fly to Georgia, do Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, all in one go, but that's not going to happen. The difficulty that you have at the moment, if I was to do the world trip, is you're not going to be able to bring a foreign car in. So although I went to like the borders of Iran and Dagestan, Russia today, it's you won't find any cars coming in and out. I've seen some trucks when I was on the highway today from Turkey, but that's only been about it. I think I've seen maybe a handful of cars from Georgia over here. But I say they're really kind. It's safe. It's super clean. Probably one of the cleanest places I've seen. And I've not really seen many bins about, but then I've not seen many. Actually, I don't think I've seen anyone cleaning out the streets. And wherever you go, you know, even in the old town, it's spotless. So it's been great doing a full-on kind of road trip, and what a car to do it in. You know, the Land Cruiser, it's been comfortable, fairly economical. Petrol prices are half of what I pay back in the UK, so I'm going to miss that when I go back to fill up my Porsche. But generally, it's been a really, really great trip, and I'm really sad to leave tomorrow. I've still got tonight here, still got some time to chill out here tomorrow. If any of you guys got any questions, I know a couple of people you have been interested in coming to Azerbaijan after I've been posting on Instagram. Any advice, anything that you need, I have some friends over here as well, more than happy to help. Unfortunately, doing a road trip with your car in here is not possible, but the rental company which I've got my car from, absolutely amazing. Been chatting to them through, you know, WhatsApp. I'd probably want to stay out the cold next time and experience it in the summer, because in the summertime it's about 40 degrees, so it's a total opposite. Like when I was in the mountains, I think the coldest it got was like minus 18. But anyway, that's it from me. I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of the evening, the rest of the time that I have. You guys take care, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next road trip, which is something that I'm planning at the moment. If everything all pans out, that's going to be an epic one. That puts this one as kind of like a teaser, but that one's going to be a really, really cool one. So yeah, that one, hopefully, fingers crossed, later on this year, and it'll be in the Porsche. Right, goodbye.